Today I am going to be attending a special event. It's at the Performing Arts Center, which is not too far from my house, and it is all vintage American glass, and it's being hosted by the Depression Glass Society. My goal was to find and look at unique pieces or colors or different types of glassware. There was so much to look at. Occasionally I will show you the prices of items. You can see this entire area is just filled with glassware. You might want to pause the video every once in a while to see what it is I am showing you. So much to learn. Here is the American Cut Glass Association. I do come back to this display later in the video.
Want some more? Yeah. EAPG?
I thought this was the most creative display. It's the ABCs of glass. And they displayed in a classroom type setting all the different types of depression glass with the names in alphabetical order. I know vintage glass lovers love the uranium glass. There was lots of jadeite, and if you were looking to add to your collection, this is the show to come to. Here are some swung vases, and in the background you can hear them talking about the drawing for the door prizes. Am I the only one not to know that those flower frogs go inside holders? Some of the pieces were quite large and very unique. This one was a tiffin for $225. Could you imagine having an entire set of these dishes just to put on your table? That little picture in the middle has Shirley Temple on it. These were vintage or maybe even antique perfume atomizers.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Some items were actually in glass cases like this one. This was a set of amethyst and farberware. This color blue caught my eye, and each set of these dishes are made by different makers. I was also trying to learn the names of different pieces. This one is actually a tall sugar bowl. I have never seen these out in the wild. They are actually footed nut dishes. What a colorful display of drinking glasses. There was also Pyrex and Corelle dishes. This spice rack even came with its own holder. There were so many beautiful glass animals. These happened to be birds, but I saw animals of all sorts.
We are taking membership applications right now. You see the ladies up here in front. It's $15 and one gentleman. Dishes.
I actually have a jadeite version of this juicer.
And the third one,
Look at this beautiful Fenton piece.
number 8. It is a barber's bottle. And the winner of this is Rick.
I know that Patrick from the Trusty Huckster would appreciate the draped ladies back there. They actually have flower frogs at the bottom. Beautifully shaped and colored mayonnaise serving dishes with spoons.
We are going to draw another name.
The rainbow of colors used for this vintage glass just makes it just so much more beautiful. Keep an eye out for these salt and pepper shakers. They're worth a lot of money. These aperitif cordial glasses were adorable. I know.
I was here once, so I'm going to buy one.
He said he made sure that the full pattern was on it, so you could identify the pattern on the earring.
Though I don't know all the patterns.
Even some Libby made an appearance. This beautiful set of glasses with the pitcher, what I really liked about it was that it came with the coasters too. There are some beautiful clear and cranberry pieces. The ones in the back there are made by Riley and Company. Throughout the entire show, there was lots of hobnail and Fenton pieces of all sorts, sizes, colors, and shapes. I just love these dark cobalt blue pieces. So beautiful.
Remember, it's $15 for seniors and $18 for everyone else. We'll see you at 3.
Two men who made them. They're all handmade, but you can, if you know, you can distinguish which one was made by which man, but otherwise you can't tell them apart. Those are pretty scarce, and it's a gorgeous piece.
I wonder which one the trusty huckster would pick to add to his collection. I learned that these were mustard jars.
We have to go to the ATM. Poor Aunt Paula. She was like, I thought we were doing best friend. This is actually
A cute decanter with glasses. This creamer and sugar set came with its own tray. And lidded candy dishes. I almost missed all of these mugs. They were sitting up pretty high above all the glassware. Oh my goodness. I am so overwhelmed. My heart is still pounding. The amount of vintage glass that was in that event, it was so overwhelming. There was so much to look at. I, filmed and photographed, a bunch for you guys, but I was looking at the names and the patterns and then listening to everybody. My arm's shaking. I think I'm going to have to film this in a little bit. So when I get home, I will talk a little bit more about what I was seeing in there, what I was hearing from all the people that were, looking at all the glass. And of course, they were purchasing so much. Okay, so I am back home from that vintage American glass show and sale. It was amazing. As I said in the car, was very overwhelmed. There was so much to look at, and there was so many pieces I have never seen before. There was so many different names of things. There was names of glassware that I haven't heard before. The other really, really interesting thing about the show was listening to all the people around me. They were so excited to see all the different pieces of glassware. The first table I was at, or the first vendor, there was two ladies talking to each other about specific Fostoria patterns, how they like one pattern. The one lady was telling the other lady that she liked one pattern over another. And the other thing that I notice is there's plenty of different colored glass in terms of like the depression glass and just glassware in general, but there was tons and tons of clear glass that was also for sale that people collect. I was trying to take note of that. In the video, as you were, looking through it, you probably saw pictures and videos of all kinds of things that I took. But we always talk about save the clear glass. Well, apparently it's still very collectible by real collectors. I think you have to be very specific. You have to know your patterns and your glass makers, and be very picky about what you're buying, especially to resell. Now, everything at this show was at full retail prices, well beyond prices I've ever seen on eBay or Etsy. These were like another step above, which was like surprising. I saw, a lot of price tags that I had a little bit of sticker shock on, but that's great. That show is for 2 days. For the past couple years, they have hosted it in Dearborn, Michigan. Next year, it's going to be in Livonia, Michigan. And somewhere in this video, I'll have like some sort of, picture and pop up some of the information so that you can reserve the dates if you're interested in coming to a show like this, to make sure you make your travel plans and put it in your calendars. It's going to be next April. Oh no, that's this coming April. I'm sorry. It's this coming April. It's not even that long from here. It's not long. It's not even that far in the future from today. We're here in November, and the next show is in April, and it's over in Livonia, Michigan. So definitely this is something like I kept thinking about different resellers that I know that do the vintage glass. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if this person was here, they would be loving it or buying it for their own collections. As well as you have to think about, as resellers, our own, clients that we sell to, our own clientele, that what are they looking for? What's a unique piece or unusual or wow, I didn't know that they sold it this way. And, some of these collectors, they had the full sets of things, or they had them put together in a way that I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. And so I had such a great, great time. I had so much fun at this. I've been wanting to go to this show for a few years now, and this was the first time that I didn't have plans and I could actually go to it. And I'm so glad that I did. And I most likely am going to be at the one in April. Unless there's something that keeps me away from it, I am definitely going to go to the April show as well, and try to hit it on the first day, because there was so much there when I was there, but I was there during the last couple hours of a 2-day show, and I'm sure there was tons of items that I didn't see. I also saw people talking to each other, and they were all carrying around bags of things that they had bought, saying, oh, the such and such is gone, I missed it. Like they had come back for things and they were gone. So it is one of those type of shows that if you see something there and you want it for your collection or whatever, you got to buy it right then and there. And then I also heard people kind of like asking for discounts, and some of the vendors, they don't budge on their prices. The one guy was like, I'm sorry, this is the best price. He goes, this is a piece that's 70 years old, made by a specific artist that, is just so rare to find one, that he was not going to budge on his price. And so anyways, these vendors, I think, come from all over the place. And they're also part of the Michigan Depression Glass Society, I think was the correct name. But anyways, it was just a fantastic, fantastic show, and I highly recommend it for everybody to go, even just to see it and expose yourself to more vintage glass than you've ever seen ever. Like we see a piece here, a piece there when we're out thrifting or yard sales or doing auctions or whatever, but to see that many pieces together, I kind of wish I could have spent a little bit more time. Like there was some things that I recognize, like I'd be like, oh, that's a such and such, or that's a such and such in terms of names. But there was so much that I didn't recognize, and there was so many unique and individual pieces that you feel like a student. You feel like you're on this learning curve. Maybe I'm on more of a learning curve because I kind of sell everything and I don't do just vintage. And anyways, I just had such a good time with this. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. And also, please subscribe, put any comments or questions down below. If you're going to go to that show in April, drop me a comment either down below, or the best way to get a hold of me, or the quickest way to get a hold of me, is go to my Instagram, which is also Left Lane Finds. All the links to my social media and all my selling pages are down below in the description. It's in my link tree. Go and drop me a message in Instagram. I see those right away and I respond to them right away. And so if you're looking for a partner to go with you or have lunch with, later, just to talk about the show, that would be fantastic. I would love to meet, more of the vintage reseller gang. Thanks for watching.